Many people confuse what they do for who they are. One might say that because I'm a student, that's who I am. I disagree wholeheartedly. Even though I am a student, that describes what I do with my time, not necessarily who I am. If I were to metaphorically describe three things that make me me, I would use a child given limitations, I would use a grain of sand, and I would use fire. Now, the reason I would use a child given limitations is because when I was younger, just like any other child, my parents would always say, don't cross this line, don't go into that room. And me, unable to accept limitations, if there was a line, I would put my foot just barely across that line just to see if I could. As far as a door or room I'm not supposed to go to, it's only natural to want to go behind and see what's in that hidden room. Lee Hunt once said, stolen kisses are always sweetest. I think that this describes it perfectly. As far as limitations, it's not always just about the thrill of doing something that you aren't supposed to do. Sometimes when someone says you shouldn't do something and you feel the need to prove to yourself that you can do it anyways, it actually makes you stronger as an individual. If someone tells me that I can't do something, I'm going to try as hard as I can to do that thing to prove not only to them but to me, I can do this. I've got this. Second thing I would use to describe myself is a grain of sand. At first thought, somebody might think, oh, a grain of sand, that's small, that's not important at all. But if you've ever had sand in your eye, you know how much of a difference and how much of an impact sand can make. Robert W. Service said, it isn't the mountain ahead that wears you down, it's the grain of sand in your shoe. I think that also describes it perfectly. Not only is sand enough to make an impact, though, it also, even if it's weighed down by water, or if it's twirled around by the wind, it's still at the end of the day is sand. It's just as strong and durable as it was at the beginning. So if I'm weighed down by the things in my own life, if I'm twirled around, with the crazy events that happen to occur to me a particular week, then that's fine. At the end of the day, I'm still me. I'm still just as strong and durable as I was at the beginning. Third element I would use to describe my persona would be fire. And the reason I choose fire is because even if there's a spark of something that catches my attention, very much like how fire would take over a really dry forest and just spread across it, or a line of fuel, I'm very much the same way. If something sparks my interest, it consumes me. I rush right after it. It takes me over. So I would also use, for fire, I'd use that as a metaphor for my passion. Because if I'm passionate about something, it engulfs me completely. It engulfs everything I come into contact with. It just totally takes me over. So hopefully I haven't burned through too much of your time. I hope from this speech you're able to understand what I mean by how I feel that describing my personality and whom I am, I would be a limited child, a grain of sand, or fire. Not only does the limited child give me curiosity and a will to exceed past limits that have been put before me, not only does a grain of sand represent my strength and durability, and fire represent my determination, but I think that encompasses who I am. So anyways, that's a little introduction on me. I told you I wasn't just a student. Thank you for your time.